but this particular evening in looking at the reinvention of the waterfront, of Williamsburg's previous identity as a working waterfront, as an industrial zone, as a brownfield and polluted area, now being re-envisioned as a place for residence and recreation, for redevelopment in a whole range of areas, is something that really represents the idea of a sustainable city, and especially a sustainable New York. So we're very pleased tonight, and you see in the image in the background, this swath of Williamsburg Waterfront, which is taking on this, in the midst of taking on this new identity, and has represented here tonight the key players in shaping this new set of uses and new set of programs, and also reinventing some of the older ones. You see in the far left bottom foreground the Austin Nichols warehouse. It's the project that we'll talk about last in the evening. It's a Cass Gilbert early 20th century warehouse. It was designated as a landmark. It was de-designated by the city council. It was their vote was overruled by Mayor Bloomberg, and then it was de-designated again. So it's had its own controversy, but it still stands there as an exemplary landmark of an indelible landmark of the city's history. But rising next to it, and you see the projects of the Northside Piers, and also the Palmer's Dock and Schaefer Landing within this same zone, represent the new housing that's being realized on the site. The massing study that's next that you see in the image is the Edge, and Jeff Levine will be talking about that tonight with his architect Stephen Jacobs. I didn't mention yet the names of the others, but we have Ron Molis, the developer, and Dan Kaplan, the architect of Northside Piers for FX Fowl. We also have Phil Tugendrak, and who's been working on the Schaefer Landing, and as I said, Stephen Jacobs, and also Tom O'Gara, the developer for the Austin Nichols warehouse project, a conversion to residential property, as well as his preservation architect, Robert Powers, a visitor from Philadelphia for this evening, so we thank him for coming all this way. So this idea of reinventing the city for finding new uses is part of the concept of a sustainable and a greener New York. It is an idea that, as I said, has been completely embraced by the Bloomberg administration. And I'm going to introduce Sean Donovan, the Commissioner, HPD, to speak about the administration's vision and the particulars of HPD's programs to encourage this mixed rate market and affordable housing, which is a long-time initiative in the last administrations. So Sean will talk about the rezoning that was done by city planning, the economic development piece of it, but also especially HPD, and set up the guidelines and talk to us about what his goals were, the administration's goals were, and how this fits and how it's working. And then we'll continue the discussion in exploring the individual projects, and then sort of back and forth about the problems and the opportunities that still exist and are yet to be realized. So Sean?